Angelic visitors caught on camera. Prophet Bushiri manufacturing deceit. When the magic of Hollywood becomes a tool for modern-day prophets of Baal, a lot of gimmicks can be used even to capture angelic visitors. Bushiri did it, and many still ask, but why? In biblical times, miracles always had a worthy motive. Signs were not done for the purpose of personal aggrandizement. Though Jesus' miracles established the validity of his claim of being the Son of God, that designation was not assumed out of personal interest. Rather, the documented claim was motivated by a love for man's salvation. Those performing wonders in the first century did not do so for the purpose of enhancing themselves financially, unlike the fame-seeking prophetic mafia of today. When Peter encountered the lame man of Acts 3, he had no money, v. 6. As a general rule, the miracles of the Bible era were done in the presence of a multitude of credible witnesses, even hostile observers. When the Lord multiplied the loaves and fishes, possibly some 10,000 or more people were present, cf. John 6:10. Truly, the signs validating Christianity were not done in a corner, Acts 26 hours 26 minutes. There were no camera tricks or rehearsals, of "Do I know you? Have we met before? Do we email each other?" I am sure you have all heard the way these charlatans quiz people when they put on the prophetic show. Today's charlatans who masquerade as prophets edit videos and run commentaries explaining how this person had cancer or whatever ailment, then we are dramatically told 2 weeks or so after Papa spoke a word all the cancer is gone. In some cases the before and after images look exactly the same. Genuine miracles were not slow. Genuine miracles were not slow, progressive processes, rather, they produced instantaneous effects. Note, and straightway he received his sight, Mark 10:52, and immediately his feet and his ankle bones received strength, Acts 3-7. In the New Testament, one never reads such statements as this: Paul prayed for him, and within 3 weeks he was cured. Yet, such testimonies are common among the devotees of modern charlatans. True miracles must be subject to sense perception. The water that Jesus turned into wine could be tasted, John 2-9, Thomas could feel the prints in the hands of the resurrected Christ, John 20:27, and the restored ear of the high priest's servant could be seen, Luke 22:51. The wonders of the Bible were objective demonstrations, not subjective speculations. Actual signs must be independent of secondary causes. By this I mean there must be no possible way to explain the miracle in a natural fashion. Hardly a miracle. I am reminded of a story of a young boy whose dog gave birth to puppies. When the lad noticed the puppies were blind, he prayed for them. Sure enough, in about 9 days they all could see. Hardly a miracle. Can the miracles of Christ be explained in any natural fashion? They cannot. For instance, it cannot be argued that the blind man of John 9-1 was psychosomatically afflicted, for the gentleman has been born in that condition. How can a perfectly restored ear, that had been amputated, be explained by current processes? Luke 22:50-51. Jesus did certain extraordinary deeds. A genuine miracle will generate more than a superficial and temporary interest. It will have an abiding effect. The miracles of Christ were never denied during the apostolic age, nor even in the immediate ages beyond. Even ancient enemies of Christianity, like Celsus and Porphyry, admitted that Jesus did certain extraordinary deeds. But who can remember a single miracle that the so-called mafia is supposed to have performed without coiling in shame at its absurdity? Consider the claim by Bushiri that angelic beings appeared in his church and the photos they produced as evidence. Really, Shepherd Bushiri, come on dude. Then there was the walking in air? We all know that was the biggest joke that year. Even Everett Angel, his spiritual father, must have been cracking up with laughter. One can imagine BB saying, "Did you see the major one trick? Some fools will believe it." And guess what? A lot, if not all, his followers believed that Bushiri walked in the air and that angelic beings were caught on camera in his church. Magicians of Pharaoh. The Bible tells us that in the land of Egypt, magicians of Pharaoh were using their occultic power to do the miracles that God was performing through Moses. However, it got to a point they could no longer perform those miracles. Satan's power has an end, but the power of God is endless. Also, on Mount Carmel, prophets of Baal performed a lot of gimmicks to invoke fire, but there was none. In their frustration, they cut their bodies to the extent that blood came out, but they were disappointed. They even went as far as prophesying as their boss, the devil gave their utterance. Despite all that, however, fire refused to come down from heaven, and Elijah, the prophet of God, made jest of them and told them to cry out more, as probably their God was sleeping or went on a journey. They failed woefully. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.